So that means, so we pass our selection mode, and then we selection vector selection initial vector initialization, and then we pass our secret key. So with the AES algorithms, so you encrypt the message, and you get the bytes, and then you put it your encrypted string into the so here is the, if you use the selection mode is null, then automatically set this one and in this one, and then you pass your encrypting method, and then set your text in the plain text, encrypted text, and this is the important one. So this is the functions that do your job, the encryption part, your message. So then when we generate the call, and this is the input parameters, and then we save our encrypted message. So here is the call of the encryptions. So we set we pass our all necessary information and encrypted the information and save to the database level. So that's all. That's the part of the applications, the encrypted message generations. So let's see the receiver part. So when the encrypted message is sent to the or generated, then the sender will send the information with the secret key, and where the generated ID, and also the content of the secret, the encrypted, the encoded string, encoded information for his or her message. And that means when the sender generates the message, that he need to send to the client receiver, the end client, the other persons, that is need to be where the ID is, the entry, and where the secret key, and where the message information. If those three information pass through the receiver, and then after the receiver will take the information, get and put it the information in the application, and get the real content of the message. So here we see that we sender service, and sender service and receiver service, and then the sender service, receiver service as it is the definition, and the only major change is it here. So we look for where the information from the receiver. So sender, give me please take the sender, get the sender functions. So we get the sender service get ID. This is the ID where the sender said this is our entry for the message ID. So this is the primary key were generated from the sender. So pass the sender ID, take the sender information, because this is the sender information containing your all necessary information that you have. So the receiver pass the sender ID and get the necessary information, and when check it, which the check is this sender receiver has a proper ID to put, and is check it is equals to our stored in the sender information is equals. If it's the equals, then go to, and also the check what the content of the secret key from the sender, and also which the input information from the receiver. So that means we check, is it the both key secret key is equals. If is equal, then go there. If is the ID is equal, right one, then go there. And also where the information the receiver put, and where the sender gave it to the message, the encrypted message. And when we put it there, if it's all is okay, then it's check it again, is a selection mode, initial vectors, and secret key set, and this is the decode mode. So when you encrypt your message, and now you decrypt your message and get the real content of this. So when we get the necessary information, we encrypt our message and decrypt our message, and then put it here our models, our object set model. So that means we get our decrypted message and put selection mode and the secret key, and then into the store in the database level. If anything is wrong in the security issues, if the ID is wrong, or your secret key is wrong, even though is in the content, the message of the content is wrong, or somehow hacker take it and then somehow decode it, still it doesn't work, because it's a 3-level checks, is entry level checks, and the secret key checks, and the message itself is a check to encrypted message. So we check it, all of them. So and if is something done, something is wrong, then even though then you can store the which is wrong, is because because all information has to be stored in the database level. So if is something wrong, if three of them is wrong, any of them is wrong, then please take the information where the hacker tried to do with this information. Then even though this information is if is all any of them wrong, then bill your any hacker information. So that means any actions to do this, the receiver part, that is stored into the backend level. That was the idea. So we take the receiver informations and sender receiver sender information and put the receiver to the necessary the input, and then did the decoding and put the real message to the backend server, and then after he can visualize and show it in here. I will show in the GUI page. You can show it how is it works when I did the test. So those here, and this is all the controllers and users, and as it is, there's nothing special. There is a two special one, this one and this is special, and this is just I already talked about this one. So all logging mechanism is done by the user registration controllers and the respective views. And here is the one of the part. So here you see that the default, so URL mapping is going to the initial controller. The user registration controller is start to the top page, and then this is the our view page, the top view page, and here is located. So if you go to the top view page, where is it? This is the index page, index 2 page, and the top the page that's we defined. Just I'm not too good in the maybe web developments, and then I just do it like this way. You can make it more things here. So just I get it like all the functionalities to come work here, not the beautification part. I did something, but it's not too beautiful or too nice. But at least the customer says this is perfect, no problems. This is initial release. We can make more customization in the future release. So in the top page, what we have it in here. So top page just like the logging page and the necessary the logo, and then that's all. The actions, the controller, user registration controller, and admin page, and then so on so forth. That's one. So, and I forget to describe a little bit here the part of that's we need to. So because by default the Grails has all attributes is required. So in the application.groovy, I added the application.groovy class, and then put it here nullable, all nullable, and blank true. And that means all the attributes in the domain definition is possible to null and possible to blank. And if you need the required one, then even though you can put it here in the domain level to say it is required. So this is the global settings in the domain level is for the in the private settings, local settings. If you set something here, then globally is omitted. That means it's a global tag is optional, and you actively work with this local one. So that's the two-way control, global settings, and then your local setting. Very first time I just put it in global settings, then the application can run it, and the end client, the project requirement look like this, all things is working properly. If there's later they say, okay, we need some control, this field is should required. So you see already the sender has to be set 3 attribute properly, and also receiver has to be set 3 attribute properly. Otherwise the application doesn't work. That's the information, maybe the required information that we need to pass. So here all the definition done. You see the pages, the view pages already I show you the view pages, maybe the smaller one. So you see the address information, view pages, and then it's generated automatically from the Grails can show information, and that's on so forth. And here is our internationalizations. If you have different languages support, like German or English or Italian or Spanish or Französisch, and then you can put it here. So for our case, we select only simple one example, English, and we can support more. So here is the GUI labeling. So we register user. So this is the special pattern like this. So you have a domain name with a small letter, and then you have the properties name, and this is the properties name, and this is the level information. So if you do such a way, then it's Grails is smart enough to automatically so now we get ready to build our versions, and we did our all the necessary configuration developments, and now we need to build our executable jar files, and then copy those jar files to the our any client machines, and run the jar files to run or install the jar files to the client machines. And then let's see what can I do. Just if in the locally you try, you can run the Grails application run app to check it your application is running. Run apps, and it will run the applications is the local directory in the your local machines and with respective port, and then it just take time a little bit, and after that you should run the your Grails package, Grails Grails package, or you can put it here Gradle package. I will show you how is it run. So I already did the generations part. So I did a multiple release, so it's a very fast release in the last year. I can say here. So this is the today release. So then what we need to just copy those the jar file to the your local directory, and then I will show you how is it has to be done by the local directory. Run the command to set all the necessary environmental variables, and then run the services to run this application. Let's see how is it look like in the local installation process. It's a problem on the Grails. It takes times to run the applications, local applications. Let's have a try. So